Going on, guys? Connor on Chain here, back with another video. Today we're going to be diving deep into some AI stuff. I mean, not crazy deep, but a little bit. I've been doing a lot of research just on decentralized AI and just more into the AI narrative in the crypto sector, in the crypto space itself. And there are a lot of projects I feel like that have gone heavily over my radar, or yeah, over the radar over the last, maybe 2 to 3 months. And after doing some more research, looking into it, I'm just gonna bring up a couple here that I do think have a lot of potential going into the bull run. And I say that going into the bull run as if it's not already here. We could full out be in a bull run right now. It seems like it. It has been for months, but for what it is, like I still am not gonna call it a full out bull run until after that Bitcoin halving, at least a couple months after it. But bottom line, let's get into a couple projects and just I guess my thought process with some of this stuff. So decentralized AI itself. I was looking at this article on Cointelegraph. It's pretty interesting looking at decentralized AI versus like centralized AI. Um, but one of the biggest things with it was obviously with centralization, censorship is huge. It's not even just with AI. And there goes my face. That's Look at that. Yeah, so I was gonna say take that in for a second. I love it. But anyways, now when it comes to centralized AI versus decentralized AI, it's the transparency and the censorship I think is one of the most important aspects of it, especially obviously with blockchain, how transparent blockchain technology is. And I mean the fact that you can actually integrate AI or blockchain into AI in so many, you know, um, I guess better ways than a lot of traditional financial systems and ways like that. I've been just looking into it too, just thinking of projects like Olas, ticker is Olas or Auto Nolas if you guys are familiar, and even Fetch AI, which I haven't done crazy research on that in the past like at all, but they're both focusing heavily on AI autonomous agents, which is something super interesting. I'm gonna pull it up in a minute, but like I was saying with decentralized AI, how transparency is very important, especially on chain. And what was something right here can proactively detect anomalies and suspicious patterns in data, acting as an early warning system against breaches. That's pretty interesting. Definitely for safety and security on the blockchain is I think would be crazy. Even though I know this project's already doing that. Vulnerability. Yeah, data distributed across multiple nodes. But yeah, I think having an AI in which, especially like an LLM, like a chat GBT, something like that, that is just not censored in any sort of way. There's going to be a lot of good things about it and a lot of bad, but I think it has to happen at some point. Because, yeah, I think the censorship, whether people like it or not, is kind of what, a lot of people don't like about AI itself right now, because it obviously has certain biases and it has, just a lot of things censored. And that's one of the key factors I think that decentralized AI can really bring to the table here. And so there are one or two projects that I want to talk about before we get into Autonolas on 1 minute here. And correct me if I'm pronouncing it wrong. I could be saying it completely wrong here, but like I said, there's one I'm watching here, and this one is Enq AI. So this one, before I even jump into it, talking deeper about it, this one is definitely more risky. It's a brand, or not, maybe not brand new, but it's a newer project. They just migrated from Noise GBT, if you guys have ever heard of it. Actually, right here, rebranded to Enq AI. If that's how you say it, Enq AI, Enq AI. This is their Twitter. I have it up right here. But what they're building is a decentralized LLM. But that being said, it is. I can only imagine how much work, how much time, effort, and things it would take to actually full out create something like that. I don't know what they're if they're going to be building this from scratch. I don't know the deeper information, especially in the back end when it comes to what they're going to be building here. But you know, I think especially if this team can really pull this off and pull off a decentralized LLM like that, I think that's going to be a something worth billions upon billions of dollars in the crypto space. You know, like I said with this, it is high risk. This market cap I think is around 10 million. Let me pull up a deck screener too. Like I'm not here to tell you guys to buy this or not. Like I'm not financial advice. I'm just giving you guys some information because like I said, I think any sort of project that really can bring a decentralized LLM to the table that actually gets some sort of use would be a massive player in this space. What am I looking up? Enq. See, I know it's down pretty heavily right now. Not that bad, but oh yeah, it's sitting right around 11 million. I was gonna say I think on this one the chart does look okay. It's just yeah, it's had its launch, it's came down. Like honestly, this looks like it might be hitting some sort of triple bottom, unless it is actually gonna continue more to the downside. But yeah, for what it is, like this is the chart. It's to me it looks like a generational wealth entry is what I call it. It's usually when projects launch or migrate or just deploy. I talk about it all the time on this channel. Has its launch and eventually dumps, and depending on the project and how hype it is, and a lot of different factors, and on token vests and unlocks, you know, it's gonna be hype for a while. It's gonna come down. Sometimes it only comes down 30% before it starts shooting up. Sometimes it comes down underneath. There have been multiple projects that go underneath the literal sale price or launch price, and they sit there. Like this one, for example. Again, I don't know if it launched here though, or if it launched down here, but just based off the chart, and they find some sort of bottom. Eventually, they bottom out. This is going to be your best entry, whether the market is going up or down. But Enq AI right now looks like it's at a great spot, and this has the potential to have an unbelievable narrative to it. But like I said, this is not financial advice because this is going to be something that I really, it's going to be hard for them to pull it off. Or honestly, I can't even say that though. I don't know how hard it's going to be. I don't know what it takes to actually develop something like that. I just assume that it takes a hell of a lot of fucking work over a longer period of time than, the time it's been out here. But again, if they can pull something like this off, it really starts getting some use. I think this is going to be a very, very interesting project to be watching for. So again, this wasn't even a full up video. I just wanted to show I'm just kind of talking about AI here too. But another project too that I was talking about earlier, Olas. This is one that this has just gone over my head over the last 6 months. I've seen this shield on Twitter so much, but I've never heavily looked into it or even thought about, full out AI autonomous agents like that. And let's go to the Olas network. I'm gonna dive into the network right here. One single network for all the stuff that makes crypto work, coordinated by the Olas token and built on cutting edge autonomous agent technology. So bottom line, yeah, what they're building is they want to have these autonomous agents be able to do all the parts that it takes to, whether it's build crypto or offer certain services to individuals, businesses, whatever they're targeting. And I just think it's such an interesting in honestly a genius concept. Because there are a lot of AI projects that they offer the most simple little things like a Telegram bot for a Dex, like it hasn't been done 600 times just in the last 30 days. Like they're like this is like a real project with real development. I just think the utility something like this is an actual utility that people can really start using. So I don't know. I think this is just something that's gone way over my head. Even just the idea and the thought of autonomous agents like that, it's such an interesting concept to me. So Autonolas is one I'm heavily watching. I'm kind of pissed that the chart has been completely up only for the last few months. But like I said, I can't be mad because I faded it. I was not looking in this direction when I should have been. But another one too even was Fetch AI. I'm not gonna dive into it here, but Fetch AI, I know they're doing a lot of stuff over there too, but they have some work with some AI agents as well. But I think Otto Nolas is going to be a key player too in the bull run. Because one of my biggest, my largest cap holding that I have is Render. But I'm seriously thinking about moving some of my Render, if not a huge portion of it, into a project like this. But bottom line, this one is a great project, just long term to be holding. Market cap is high. Um, Actually, I didn't realize that little of supply was out right now. But yeah, market cap is, it's fairly high for what I normally like to cover, what I like to hold or get into. But I think this could be a long term, safer play in terms of, just main utility. I feel like a utility like this, especially um, Autonolas. Again, if I'm pronouncing that wrong, I'm sorry. But being like a first mover, basically, kind of doing this in crypto, like this easily like multi billions worth in market cap here, something like this. But anyways, this is kind of where like decentralized AI would come in, which I also thought was really interesting because using blockchain in the back end of a lot of this stuff, you know, especially like autonomous agents, they can create a whole economy and they can be transacting, doing all this stuff on their own, without any humans doing anything. Like you could have a like literal software and bots just run and automate, all these different tasks for, whatever it is, million different things. Like you can only think of how many things. But it's such an interesting concept to me. So this is a very slept on project, or to me it was because I wasn't paying attention to it. But I know a lot of people have been. People probably made a lot of gains. But yeah, just wanted to give you guys like some more insight on AI because I know a lot of people think I focus only on like BRC20s and stuff, but like that's 100% not the case. Like I love BRC20s, and I think as a narrative, going to be one of the top in this bull run, like without a question. Anything Bitcoin DeFi is gonna take off like crazy, but I do think AI has a huge role to play, and obviously RWA crypto gaming, and so many more narratives too. But those are the main four that I cover on the channel that I really like, that I believe are gonna take, um, or going to pull unbelievable gains. But that's kind of what I got for you guys. Just some more random info thrown out. You know, I just I think again this kind of stuff like these AI agents and anything that has to do with automation I absolutely love. But anything to do with stuff like that I think is going to be key players throughout this bull run. So definitely keep an eye on stuff like this, especially if new projects come out related to AI agents that, you know, doing things like that. I'm very, very bullish on something like this. And like I was saying, like a decentralized LLM, to be able to integrate something like this, a decentralized LLM into all these automated and autonomous agents and stuff. Like you can only think about how crazy stuff like that can get with AI, and that's kind of I still feel like that's fairly surface level too for what AI can actually do and what it's already going to do, and already what it does. But bottom line, that's what I got for you guys. Just knowledge dump here. And I appreciate you guys for listening, and I'll see you in the next one.